What is going on, YouTube? Welcome to another holiday edition of the Raise Hail Praise Dale podcast. I am Voodoo.
I'm JT Dallas.
Yes, sir. Welcome. Just a quick little tidbit before we get fully into the show. Next week, if you're wanting to tune in, it will not be on Monday night. Since it's Christmas week, we got a whole bunch of family stuff going on. We're actually going to do it on Sunday night, same time, just on Sunday night instead of Monday. Only for next week, just because of Christmas week and having to do family festivities.
Yes, sir. And I will be posting reminders probably Friday and Saturday.
Sounds good. Hopefully you guys have been checking out our advent calendar reveals. Got day 6
you
going on
run
tomorrow.
You want to run the intro and then we'll go over our reveals?
Alright, we could let the live viewers see what we already got, huh? Let's go ahead. Let's hit that intro, baby.
All right, guys. Welcome to Race Help Praise Dale. If you have not been paying attention to us, we have been posting videos every day about which cars we pulled for our individual advent calendars. He has the Lionel one. I have an awesome wife that has made me an advent calendar and just shoved a bunch of 1/64ths in this Johnson stocking. So I'm just pulling a random one out each day. And I'm gonna let you go first.
We doing one day at a time, or we doing the whole lot?
I'll let you show all yours, and then I'll show mine.
First things first, on my day 1 reveal, we got this Chase Elliott Lumar car.
There it is.
From last season. Cool for day number 1. Day number 2, actually, I think is my favorite one so far. Is the Thad
That one
Moffitt
is definitely cool.
Faction 46 truck.
Yep. Isn't Thad Moffitt? Isn't that Richard Petty's grandson, great grandson, something like that?
That's something I would have to look for.
I'm pretty sure it is, but
got old Sam Mayer's Raptor high heat car. Or the Xfinity. That was day 3. Then on day 4, we got a now no longer in operation number 41 of Ryan Priest's HossTooling.com car.
Which is it's a cool pull.
Day number 5, got old Austin Cindric Snap-on Tools car. Not too bad of a pull there either.
Yep.
And since you guys are live,
I was
gonna be a little sneak peek for the rest of you guys. Because this is for day 6, which the video for this one doesn't actually go up until tomorrow afternoon. Oh, if you're watching now, you're getting a sneak peek. Day number 6.
Yeah.
The old Daniel Suarez number 14 Wendy's machine. Yeah, buddy.
All right, so for day 1, I kind of did it different. Let's see if I remember which ones I pulled on day 1.
Makes it easier when you only got one a day.
Yeah, I know. So I pulled 3 on day 1. I'm trying to remember. I think it was this one, honestly. So I'm just gonna go with this, and if it wasn't day 1, I'm sorry. But I've got a Superman Jeff Gordon. If it will focus. What do you mean that wasn't day 1?
If you're wondering which ones he pulled on day 1, he didn't record a separate video on day 1. He actually did it during
during the
podcast. Was it the podcast or the 50?
I did during the pod. It might have been the 50. I'm not sure. I can't remember. And then I've got the the drivers. I've lost a driver. Anyway, it's a Conseco 14 from 2000. 204, something like that. I've got that. And then I got this Dale Earnhardt Wrangler old school car that I pulled. And then I'm just, you know what? I'm not even gonna worry about the days. I'm just gonna show you what I pulled because I don't really remember. I've got this cool Kurt Busch Sharpie car, which I had the other one, the red and silver one that you usually see. I haven't seen very much of this one. It's
that
pretty cool.
Rubbermaid on the side.
It is.
I remember those Tupperwares.
So during the video that I was talking about it, I didn't even notice that this is a rookie car, but I've got the 12 Alltel car with the rookie stripes on the back.
Nice.
Yes, sir. So I got that one. And then I've got, Joe Nemechek, number 87, Cellular One. I don't even know if that company's in existence anymore or not.
I doubt it.
But so I got the 87 Cellular One car. And then I've got Jeff Gordon's Rainbow Machine. I pulled that one. And then I've got who was this? The number 99 Citgo. Who was that? Anyway, I don't know why I can't remember drivers tonight. But then I got a Ken Schrader 36 tonight.
It's Monday. Your brain isn't supposed to be working.
All right. But yeah, I got the M&M 36 Ken Schrader. This one's heavier. Like, this one's actually a really, really nice diecast.
If you're wondering why he has a few more cars out than I do, his advent calendar consisted of 18 cars. Mine only had 12, so he had to have a few days of pulling some extra cars.
That 14. I remember the driver of the 14. That 14 is Stacy Compton. Yep.
Sweet.
Yep.
Yeah, keep. We got a few more days to go, so only halfway through at the moment.
Huh?
But in other news, if you couldn't tell from the title of this thing, we got some interesting practice updates, some schedule or at-track schedule releases, Carter updates, obviously, and quite a few other things to go over.
Yeah, we also have a surprise wedding to cover.
Yeah, we're going to get that too. We don't have any races to cover this weekend, so there'll be no post-race breakdown. But we do quite a bit of NASCAR. We'll jump straight to trackside trends.
All right, so starting with some NASCAR updates, we got the National Motorsports Appeals. What? Did you say something?
Dun dun dun.
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something and then I asked and you didn't answer.
Me? So, I thought you were talking to your wife.
No.
So funny.
Okay. So the appeal panel has been upheld, and the $12,500 fine for Ty Majeski missing championship media day. So
I think that's kind of dumb, but
I do too. Can I get Chuggies?
I mean, he missed for voting, but we're gonna try some background music for you there. Fill in some dead space. So next up, NASCAR's got a new little marketing focus that's going to be a driver centric. for 2025. As the series starts an incentive program that will pay drivers anywhere from tens of thousands of dollars up to around $1 million for their efforts to promote the sport each season. So trying to get the drivers to throw out positive vibes for NASCAR, so give them a little extra cash for it.
I would like to partake in the extra cash.
Yeah, I talk positive about NASCAR sometimes.
All the time, yeah. NASCAR is debating eternally about rotating the championship weekend to different markets, including more than just Phoenix and Homestead. This is something that I think really does need to happen because, let's be honest, I don't think Phoenix is a great championship track. And I'm not one of those guys that just put it at Daytona. That's not what I'm saying.
That's worst place to put it, yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
So, question for you. If you were to
What's
pick a couple of tracks to put into the rotation, what tracks would you pick? I got a couple in mind.
Like current tracks?
Well, yeah, it had to be current track. I don't see them reviving an older track and then throwing a championship weekend.
That would be great.
Mr. Rockingham.
Right. You know my pick for that one. I think it'd be really fun to see Martinsville or Pocono.
Pocono, maybe. Martinsville, I think, I don't know, short track for a championship. It's kind of,
I think that would be pretty fun.
But, you know, my two that I got in mind.
I mean, hang on. Let's just think about it this way. If you spin out while you're in there, all you'd have to do is say.
You would probably say, short track racing.
All right. So the two tracks that I got in mind, one of them would be, and this is more of like, you're thinking big city markets for being able to pull in stuff.
Hang on, can I take a weird
mulligan
take on this one?
No, oh, yeah, sure, maybe.
Instead of Martinsville, I'm sorry, I have a better pick. What if they ran the Chicago road course for the championship race?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. Do a different road course in a different big city every year.
Oh, not even just that. Like, just throw that in the mix. You know, one year you get a road course, next year you get a short track, and then you get a.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking of more cookie cutter tracks. So the two I'm thinking of, one of them would be Las Vegas.
Vegas would be a good one.
Because you can do like championship weekend on the strip and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
The other place I was thinking of would be Nashville. I know it's not exactly close to Nashville, but
yeah, it's about 30 minutes out of Nashville, honestly. I could see it being good though. I mean, it's close enough that you can get the cars in the middle of Nashville.
Yep.
And do like the parade and stuff.
Yep. That's my two tracks I got in mind.
Those would be pretty good ones, honestly. I also thought about New Hampshire.
That might not be a bad one. I think Darlington for championship weekend.
No. Oh, I'd hate. Listen, I made it to a playoff race at Darlington, and I would hate to see the traffic for championship. Like, it took us so long to get out of the parking lot because, like, it's. I'm not even playing like where the track is. It's like a little bitty town, and then there's just a track.
Right.
Like, I don't. It's not bad. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't see the championship race being held there.
Well,
we'll put it at Dega and call it good.
Unfortunately for 2025, it's still at Phoenix. See if that changes in 2026.
Right.
But some other good news that's actually being implemented this season. Practice in 2025 has been improved. The teams now get 25 minutes for each group. There's still no practice for speedways other than Daytona, obviously. Extended practice includes the following tracks. So the Clash, they'll have longer than that 25 minutes. The Daytona 500, they'll have longer. Actually, we get Wednesday practice qualifying. We get an extra day right
Yeah,
there,
because that's
baby.
before the duels. Because the duels start on Thursday, don't they?
Correct.
Yeah, buddy.
We got some
I
practice for
know.
Daytona 500.
Man, I am excited for the 500 already. Even though
there's
there
only
is 61
61
days.
days yet. Outside of those, you got Coda, the All Star Race, Mexico City, obviously.
I'm ready to see that one.
I
That's
think
going to
it'll be
be.
cool.
So I was going to talk to you about it. If we're not super busy that day, maybe we should live stream it like we did the championship race. See who wants to jump in.
Like we'll do for Daytona 500.
Yeah. Since it's just a kind of a special, you know.
Yeah. We could probably square that away. And then you got Indianapolis and the Phoenix finale. We'll have extended practices.
I'm excited to see Mexico City. I'm not gonna lie. I wish they'd go back to Japan.
Suzuka circuit. Yeah.
Yeah, that I think that would be cool. Or
How
since
long
we
ago
kind of
was
have
that? That was what, like
96, I think.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, 96. See, I wasn't even alive when they went to Japan. I've just seen the recording.
Jerk. I was 10.
You were what, like? I was about to say you were what, like 9 or 10.
Depending on what part of the year. Yeah.
Thanks, Dad. Anyway,
I don't think I would have had you that young.
it would have been possible. You would have been like what, 15, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway. So I wish they'd do just like a couple, just throw them randomly in there. They just like do one Japan and then like one Mexico. Call it NASCAR International.
Well, and they're trying to spread more international stuff.
I know they also have one in Germany. I know there's a NASCAR Germany.
Yeah.
I don't know where else they've been. I'm sure they could get one in England. That probably wouldn't be very hard. They should
Probably
go to
wouldn't be
Australia.
very hard to get one up in Canada.
Right. They should go to like Australia or New Zealand, wherever the Supercar series is. But enough of my daydreaming. We got some charter updates. The lawsuit has been reassigned to a new judge, Kenneth D. Bell, which is the new judge. Frank D. Whitney is no longer assigned to the case. 23XI and Front Row have filed a brief opposing NASCAR motion to dismiss. It reiterates. I'm sorry, I'm trying to squash it down a little bit. Basically saying that they still think NASCAR isn't doing stuff right, obviously, because they're still in court. And basically, the NASCAR response is that elite stock car racing is too narrow of a definition of a market in determining antitrust, that the market inclination at the very least, oh my God, I can't read. Basically, there's not enough racing around the world to be like, oh no, you can file antitrust. Putting in dumb terms.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm best at.
So
23XI
NASCAR controls everything, and NASCAR's like, well, there ain't much to control, homie.
Yeah, NASCAR's like, well, it's kind of the only thing that we do. So if we didn't control this, we really wouldn't be an organization, which I understand both points. Back's itching, sorry.
Yeah. So that's that. We'll see what the judge determines on dismissal. If he doesn't dismiss, then it moves forward and they start getting all the paperwork and being able to go through it and all that fun jazz. Get down to the nitty gritty.
Yep, we get some team changes.
Yep. So first up, in truck series, you got FDNY Racing. Obviously, they mentioned they'll be running the 28 and some races next season. Not full time, but they will get some. Well, they will be at Daytona with Brian Dezot as the driver. That race.
Yes, sir. And moving up to Xfinity, Haas Factory Team, formerly known as Stuart Haas, will be running the 00 and the 41. We confirmed that a couple weeks ago, right?
Yep.
But now we've got their crew chiefs. The 00 crew chief for Sheldon Creed is Jonathan Toney. And the crew chief for Sam Mayer in that 41 is Jason Pinchier.
Close enough.
I
Moving
don't
over
know how to say
to
his name, so.
all right, so for the Jeremy Clements Racing Team in that number 51, we'll have Case Callenbeck as the new crew chief because Mark Setzer, the previous crew chief, Jeremy Clements Racing, have mutually agreed to part ways.
Also known as he might have been fired.
Yeah. Like, we suggest you leave or terminate you.
Here's your opportunity. Either you can leave or we can fire you. JGM with Scott Olstein. Greg, oh my lord, Van Alst has oh my lord. I'm sorry, guys.
I
We shouldn't have
promise
put these on
y'all, like,
Monday.
I should get him an April Fool's gift of Hooked on Phonics.
Oh my lord. Greg Van Alst to compete in majority of 2025 races in the number 35. So
And
we're gonna get
tidbit of
another
fun
Mark
information for Viking Motorsports. We're gonna reveal this in a little bit, but not only is Viking Motorsports switching from Ford to Chevrolet for the 2025 season, but they'll also have a technical alliance with RCR and Matty DiBenedetto. DiBenedetto will actually be switching from the number 38, which is what they used to run. They'll now be running the number 99.
That'll be pretty good. Moving on to Cup, we've got some crew chiefs for front row. The crew chief for Todd Gilliland in the 34 will be Chris Lawson. And the crew chief for Noah Gragson, possibly in the 4, not locked down yet, is, oh no, Drew Blikensturfer.
Blickensturfer?
That's close enough to me.
You keep getting all the messed up names.
I know, and I can't read this.
Oh, man.
Ooh, can I take this next one? Because I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Nobody knows this guy anyway.
Right. So, in JGR news, not really JGR, but more Christopher Bell, he is set to return to the Chili Bowl. The King is coming back this year. And I've been looking at tickets because it's about 30 minutes from me. So I might get to go see Christopher Bell take his 4th win at the Chili Bowl. He is currently a 3-time winner. I got to listen. I didn't get to go, but I was in Tulsa, which if you guys don't know, the Chili Bowl is ran here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I was at class for work one year, and I got to sit outside and listen to the Chili Bowl and like the tailgate and stuff like that. So it's definitely cool. I've never got to go, but I really, really want to. So
can't tell.
This year might be it. Right?
Anywho's, enough of that loser.
Anyway.
Trackhouse. They're going to be partnering with TF Sport to field a number 91 Chevrolet Corvette Z06 GT3R in the GT Daytona GTD Pro Class. Got 4 drivers that'll jump into that car. You gotta try to say all that 3 times.
No, I was gonna say I read like the first part of this and was like, Chevy's not fielding a Camaro this year or a Corvette this year. What the heck?
This is for the 24-hour dealio. But anyways, there's gonna be 4 drivers. It will consist of old Mr. Shane Van Gisbergen, Mr. Scott McLaughlin, Connor Zillish, and Ben Keating.
Sorry, my wife's asking me questions about the Chili Bowl.
Tell her to wait until after the podcast. Jeez. I want to hear you talking about that the whole. Anyways, moving on, the Wood Brothers got a new 75th anniversary logo for the 2025 season, and it is
Man, there's a bunch
right
of 75s recently. I like the Petty 75 better, I'm not going to lie. But this one's not bad.
pretty cool.
Yeah,
pretty
tickets
cool.
are expensive, aren't they?
I'm gonna reveal that, guys, for you.
They're like $100 and something bucks, aren't they? What do you mean? No, they're not.
He's still looking
They're
at
not
Chili
that
Bowl tickets.
expensive.
Something he mentioned right after our intro was a surprise wedding for old
Yes,
Team
sir.
Penske.
Ryan Blaney and his longtime girlfriend Gianna Tulio got married Thursday, so congrats to them.
Yep, drink that cream soda for him.
That one's for you, Ryan Blaney. Totally
All
wasn't
right.
because I was just thirsty.
All right, so let's move on to our Race Day Horizon.
Let's do it.
So first up, we got a tentative schedule for the Clash. I've got 3 practice sessions with drivers split into 3 different groups on Saturday. And after that, you'll have the 4 heat laps of 25 laps apiece. And on Sunday, be the last chance race of 75 laps.
Are you ready?
Sunday!
Hang on, baby Jesus, this is gonna get bumpy.
I haven't got to do that in a while, so
I was about to say
I'm
that,
going to
yeah.
take the opportunity.
So Sunday will be your last chance qualifier of 75 laps to get into the main event of 200 green flag only laps. Pretty cool.
Yes, sir.
We do got tentative stage links for Cup. Not put them on a graphic for you to see, but not really any changes for any of the tracks from what they were last.
No, they're pretty much the same. That and there's only a couple that haven't been announced. Like Mexico City hasn't been announced, and Coda hasn't been announced. So
yeah,
just a few. Like if they were different tracks, we'd tell you, but they obviously haven't been announced. So, but
For sure.
NASCAR at-track event schedules are released. You can check them out on our Discord, and we will be manually adding them to the schedule over time.
Yeah. For those that don't know, we do have a full race schedule already up with a link in one of our channels on our Discord. I have added the Clash and Daytona so far to that. I'm also still working on our other project of getting all the stats in for all the drivers so we can start giving y'all some more information as far as that part's concerned. So,
Yeah,
lots of background stuff going on right now.
Definitely. He's probably in midgets. I'm not 100. He's either in midgets or sprints. Yeah, I know. But I don't know with the tickets being the prices that you told me. So moving on to the confirmed rides. The only one we have to add to our list is Roger Carruth in that 71 of Spires 71.
I forgot.
Did he run for Hendrick, or did Hendrick just sponsor him?
Hendrick Cars is a sponsor. Yeah, it'll be his full season sponsor again.
For some reason, I was thinking he ran for Hendrick. No, okay,
No, just a sponsor.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I did not highlight it, but Niche Motorsports did announce today that Christian Rose will be running at 44.
I got you. Okay, so we had 2. My bad.
And for Xfinity, I mean, you can see the rest of the trucks that have been confirmed there on the screen.
Yeah.
Jumping to Xfinity.
Jeez.
Look
I
closely
wonder what they'll
down
be
to
at the
that
gate.
bottom right corner there. I have a little sneak peek of some merch logo.
Hey.
We
Matty D
mentioned this
Burrito.
earlier. Yeah. Mentioned this earlier. Mr. Matt DiBenedetto will be running the 99 for Viking Motorsports instead of that 38. They're rebranding from Ford to Chevy, and they decided to change the numbers while they were at it.
Right.
Nothing really new for the Cup Series.
It's just the same stuff. As for our rookies, Voodoo and I have both picked a rookie to follow. My rookie is SVG this year. And, of course, Voodoo's is Riley Herbst.
Not that we have very many to choose from.
Right.
But the good news, we do got a handful more paint schemes to reveal for 2025.
We do.
One that we do not have. Where the heck is it? There it is. There it is. All right, so this is a possible one. This has not been confirmed, but it was posted and circulated around. Mr. Noah Gregson, his Rush Truck Center's number 4 car. The only thing that throws me off on this one is that it's got some contingency decals on there. Makes it seem a little less realistic. But I don't know.
Yeah.
A possibility.
But we do have some other schemes that have been added that are legitimate. This is the only one that we're not.
Yeah. Moving on to the next one.
All right, so we got the Kyle Larson Valvoline or Valvoline. I don't know why I said Valvoline.
What the heck is Valvoline?
It's the old oil. They used to run a black car with
black and
red.
Yeah,
Valvoline.
The
it's
Texaco.
literally Valvoline. Yes, it's literally Valvoline. Valvoline bought it. I don't know why my brain said, "Oh, it's Valvoline." But
trying to go old school.
I guess so. I've been looking at way too many old school cars. I'm sorry, guys. Valvoline is number 5 Valvoline car.
Right.
One of my favorites.
I like it, but it looks the same as last year.
True.
Moving on to the convertible. Mr. Brad Keselowski. Consumer Cellular car will be returning. Looks just about the same as last season as well.
Except this time it's got a top.
Yeah. I hear they're going to try and
run the convertible
at
Phoenix. Got Chase Elliott's Luminar car. Not as cool as the Casey Kane-esque throwback, but it's all right.
I like it better than just solid red. And they got rid of that weird green number too.
No, I like the green number.
Really?
I'm not gonna lie though. I wish they would have stuck with like the like, what's that? Like the 9 with like the little whoosh in it. You know what I mean? Casey Kane's 9. I wish they would have stuck with that because it's a way cooler than just that random font upside down 6.
All right, we're gonna stop this Spotify because I just noticed there's ads running in the background. They ain't paying us to advertise on our channel, so.
Whoops.
Another Chase Elliott scheme would be his Napa Auto Parts scheme with a slight variation. That's his solid blue when he ran last season, but where all the white lines were going, it's now gold line. The only difference.
Yeah. I mean, it's the Napa car. It's been the same since DW ran it.
Yeah.
Or MW ran it. Michael Waltrip, not DW.
It was one of the Waltrips. Yeah. Moving on.
Moving on. Wow, it's a Penske Worth scheme. It's almost like we've seen this before.
Got a feeling we're going to hear that a lot during our scheme scene videos.
Yep, sure are.
Oh, man. Well, this next one
I
will
mean,
surprise you.
let me guess. It's a... Nope, it's not what I thought it was. Wow, it's a Liberty University 24. It's almost like we've seen this before.
All right. So their original contract was to do 12 races every season through 2026. Well, apparently they're only doing 6 this season.
They're probably tired of seeing the same scheme go around.
Well, maybe they're not fishing out as much money.
True.
But Willie B does
Let's
have
see here.
another.
Is it as good as last year's? Nope. It is not. The confetti Valvoline is top tier and they have ruined it. They literally just took the Kyle Larson Valvoline and put it a 24 on the side of it.
Yeah, and flip the colors around a little bit.
Barely.
All right, so Mr. Alex Bowman actually does have a new scheme that he ran last season. Not necessarily in a good way.
Okay. It's literally black and purple.
Yeah. Now, if you look close, you can't really tell on this
I don't
screen, but on the black hood, there's like different little objects in the black, kind of are subtle. And there's also
this
pink
Think
A's
of
in
like
the
a
purple.
Johnson scheme. Like when Johnson was running Ally, this is what his schemes would look like.
Yeah.
Moving on to Ryan Preece.
Boy, consumer cellular car.
This car looks better with a 60 on it. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, it does. So technically, I have Carson Hocefar's Ziegler Automotive Group highlighted. That is a new sponsor that's going to be with them for 8 races this season. But it was announced after I made all the graphics. And didn't have a chance to make a graphic to put it on it.
Wow.
But it's pretty much the same as last year's. So.
I'm playing.
Discussion topic. I did not pick a discussion topic for this week.
Uh-oh.
Let's see. Kind of already discussed where we'd like the championship race to be.
Okay, so if you want, I have a couple that I could give out. If you want me to just kind of throw one out. Okay.
What you got?
If you had to pick a driver from
Going
the
on
years...
Shirako Sakamoto.
What's going on? So if you had to pick a driver from the years, so they could drive at any point between 92 and 2010 to be the driver that best sums up NASCAR for that entire series, like set. Now they could have retired in that point or anything, but just the attitude of that driver, who would you pick?
What year did you start off with?
92.
I mean, I know it was only not even 10 years after that window that he was alive, but I would have to go with Dale Earnhardt Sr.
Just for the attitude, I could say that was one of my picks. Yep. But I was actually gonna go with Junior because just listen to me. This is the reason I'm picking Junior, because even after his dad died, he just had a just screw it attitude. He didn't, you know what I mean? Like, have you ever listened to some of his radio? He has some of the funniest recordings from his radio. Oh. Like, you'll hear the crew chief ask him, "Hey, is this working?" And he was like, "Oh, hang on, let me ask." What was it? I want to say it was like a tie rod. He's like, "Tie rod, are you working?" Him being smart aleck and just baller to the top. Okay, I'm going to put it this way. At least for the early 2000s, he was the attitude of NASCAR. And I think it worked. So, I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb and say just the Earnhardt family in general kind of made up what NASCAR is supposed to be like, as far as, like the attitude of the sport.
Yeah.
I mean, would you agree with me on that? Like, not even just Dale Senior and Junior, but I mean, also look at like Kerry. I think Earnhardt's got a nephew racing now. I don't know if when he
Jeffrey.
started, but yeah, Jeffrey, yeah. But I mean, just that Earnhardt attitude's kind of
Maybe I might be able to tag it on the end there somewhere. But I would say without Dale Senior, the rest of it would fall apart.
I will agree with you on that one. Now, like I said, for the early '90s and stuff, I would give it to Dale. I would even, I don't know, I would definitely have to give it to Dale, Senior for the earlier. But I think Junior, like after his dad died, I think Junior kind of stole the show as far as attitude. Now, racing wise, Junior didn't have anything on Senior. Let's be honest.
I was about to say. Yeah.
But attitude wise, I think there's some of like the audio clips that come from Junior, like the recognition that came with Junior. I mean, like you think of like the heyday of NASCAR, it's about that era, 92 to like '09, I would say would be like the heyday of NASCAR. But I mean that was just one of the topics that was out of my head. Like, as much as I'd love to say Johnson was like the maker of that. I mean, he was for me because he's my driver.
I'd put him for the last 8 years of that window. But
yeah, for sure.
I was gonna pull in Mark Martin and Jeff Gordon, fill in that middle gap.
I was in the earlier days. This is where it kind of separates, because right at about like 98 to 2000 is where it kind of like split. You know what I mean?
When you were born?
No, but yes. Because you had like the old generation that had been there since the beginning kind of dying off. And then you had this newer generation that was just a bunch of good old boys, but not, if that makes sense. Because like they had the money from the races in the 90s growing up. If that makes sense. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. Like, just like, I feel like the Earnhardt in that section of time, Earnhardt had done more for the sports than any other family, as far as like family wise. Now, someone will come to me and say, "Well, you got the Petties and what all that." I'm gonna attribute more to the earlier days of NASCAR Petties. I mean, the Petties kind of helped build NASCAR. You know what I mean? Like Earnhardt's. I'm not saying Earnhardt's didn't, because I mean, Dale's dad did race and he was kind of a pioneer, but Dale really kind of brought. It's like, okay, I don't know if you've ever seen the documentary about Dale, not the movie, but the documentary, where they talk about basically he kind of brought the working man into NASCAR. You know what I mean? Like, you could relate to him because he's just a dude. You know what I mean? Versus some of these guys you watch now, they're so much of a celebrity, they kind of take the working man part out. And I think that's kind of what NASCAR is missing. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah. Do that.
But that's my hot take. Sorry if it was boring.
All good in somebody's neighborhood.
But we can move on to S Cubed if you want to.
Yeah, we sure can. We're gonna fix this thing. Oh, why it doesn't automatically turn.
Oh, there we go. Welcome to S Cube, brought to you by Happy Hour Racing, a place where you can get all your NASCAR and F1 merchandise needs. Really cool. I've ordered stuff off there. It's awesome. But you can go and use code RHPD to support the podcast with no extra cost to you. Oh, sorry. We just get a little off the top of your order. I'm sorry, for some reason I've got the hiccups now. It's great.
Oh boy. Anywho, get your NASCAR F1 merch out there. Got clothes, they got diecast, they got
Jane's hats.
all
Last
kinds
time
of
I was on there,
fancy jazz.
they had koozies and all kinds of stuff. Chargers. Basically, like, if there was a thing on NASCAR shop that the NASCAR just quit carrying, they probably have it. But
Yep.
anyway.
Go get it. Comes quick.
Yep.
In a good way.
Real easy. Yep.
With that being said, Deli is first up for his.
I sure am. And with this being close to Christmas, I had to pick a Christmas scheme. This is the 2000 Checker Auto Parts / Duralab 500 Phoenix car that Terry Labonte ran. It is a Grinch Kellogg's car. He started 38th and finished 17th, so not a bad run. Back when they ran 43 cars like real men.
Yeah. So you know how I mentioned we always find a way to like link up on this stuff?
Yeah.
Well, this is my scheme coming up is the one I wanted to do last week, but you picked the Casey Kane scheme last week. I was like, all right, I'll throw the Casey Kane scheme on this week. Well,
It was a Grinch car.
it happens to be a number 5 scheme. But this is Casey Kane back in 2017 at the Quaker State 400 at Kentucky Speedway. A nice little Mountain Dew scheme with obviously the Mountain Dew, multiple greens and the red number 5 slapped on the side there.
I wish the Mountain Dew would come back.
I do too, especially on that Xfinity number 8 there.
Or even the Cup number 88.
That'll be nice too. Started in 23rd and unfortunately had an accident on lap 93 that caused him to finish in 38th.
Yes, sir. Those Mountain Dew schemes, like especially in that era, top tier. I like the little geometric Mountain Dew schemes.
Nice.
That and it's red, green, and white, so it's kind of Christmassy.
So for next week, I know you already technically did a Christmas one, but I think
I'll do one next week.
Yeah, next week we ought to both do a Christmas themed one.
I'll get with you. I have an idea, but I don't want to give it away.
Boy, surprises. All right, so we are so close to our goal for the end of the year. We are at 98 subscribers right now. We're only 2 away from hitting that 100. So if you're listening right now and you aren't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Get us to that 100, maybe before Christmas at the rate this is.
That would be an awesome Christmas present to us, is to be at 100.
Yeah, awesome Christmas present to have to record another special video for our viewers.
This time we will get it done, hopefully in a timely manner.
Before we get to 200.
So before we go ahead and jump off here, what? How? Oh, it feels amazing.
This is why we need her mic'd up so we don't hear only one side of the conversation.
No, you'll just hear her gripe at me because she's griping because I didn't have the heat on. Anyway, we also do have a Discord if you want to jump in that. That's where we're going to be live streaming some of the races this coming season. And we post in there pretty regularly. If you wanted to talk to us personally, that's the way to do it. We were on Discord quite a bit. Also, that's where you're going to find all of our info as far as schedules. If you want to see like when we post on YouTube, if you're not subbed already, you can go through our Discord and all that. We also possibly, when the new iRace, maybe before that, we haven't really talked about it. We might do a racing league. People in Discord that want to do it, or at least a couple fun races, necessarily a league. Like I said, watch parties possibly, or we can get together, watch and talk race. What else is there?
Don't
we
forget our
also have
merch.
well, I was talking about just in our Discord.
Oh,
We have our diecast showroom where you can show off your diecast. We also have a buy, sell, and trade section where if you wanted to get rid of the diecast, that is one place to do it. We do ask though that if you do that to update your post if you have sold them or not. Right. Let's see here. We do have merch. Moving on from our Discord. Link is in the description below. You can get this awesome sticker of the Cucumber Cowboy. Yeah, Voodoo's got it right above his head, right there. So you could either get that one, or we have Matty D Burrito. For those of you that don't know, Cucumber Cowboy is Denny Hamlin. And then we have a couple more, like we've got Joey Lasagna. Who else do we have?
fast pasta.
Fast Pasta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Working on couple more.
We're working. Yeah. So, well, and of course they're not officially connected, but they're connections that we've made on the podcast for licensing reasons, obviously. But you can also get our logo that is behind me and Voodoo, as you can. Well, it helps if I turn the right way. Our logo right there. You can get it on shirts, cups, sweaters, whatever you want to get it on. Unfortunately, I don't make hats like the ones we are wearing.
That's
So
something we
we'll
gotta
have to
figure out.
find a way to, yeah. But if you guys buy from that, you are supporting us, and we promise that everything you put in goes right back to the podcast. In fact, we are working on getting Voodoo a stream deck so he can control a little bit better for the podcast and make things a little bit more smooth for you guys. And who knows, one day we might be able to afford to give away tickets and you can come watch a race with us or something.
Yeah, come hang out.
But yeah, that'd definitely be fun.
If we do happen to go to some races this season, I'm not promising that we are, but if we do make a chance to go either individually or together, we did last season. If you happen to be going to that race too, do not hesitate to reach out to us and be like, "Hey, want to meet up? To chat for a few minutes or whatever."
We will gladly meet up, chat, maybe snap a pic and post on our media. We'd love to hear from you guys. It's awesome to have so many people interested in our podcast.
Crazy that we're almost at 100.
I know. What I was gonna say is I started this podcast by myself a couple years ago, and I did a really bad job of it. So I recruited this guy over here to help me out, and it has grown like so much. We started at the beginning of this season, and we already have 100 subs.
Almost
right at 100. I'm trying to speak it in existence. You know what I mean?
Maybe by the end of this podcast.
Yeah. So I really do want to thank you guys. I can't say it enough. Because what we do for you guys. That and I mean, me and you have talked about. We've learned so much this season about different things, like as far as like scoring and just all kinds of stuff. So, but
and we're working on improving our stat tracking for next season for you too.
Yeah,
some of that behind the scenes stuff going on.
Oh yeah, and who knows? Maybe one of you guys are watching, and you're like, "Well, I got an idea that I can help them out." Feel free to hit us up. Like we will take any kind of.
We can't compensate, but we'll take any kind of help we can.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Is any help? But
we're not monetized yet. Obviously, what is it? 500 subs and 3,000 watch hours or so.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So, but we're trying.
We're getting there. We're getting there. What's awesome is right now we have had 50 viewers. Yes.
Heck yeah. It's amazing from that first. You look at like our first video that we posted at the beginning of the season, and there was like one person that hopped in, maybe. And now, yeah, I just feel awesome about it. I love seeing this thing grow. But yeah, you guys stick around because I'm sure next season, even if we don't make it to races, we've talked about doing a giveaway for next season. We don't know what that is yet, so we'll see. But you know, the only way to get in is for you to sub and interact with us. So, but do you have anything else you need to add before we wrap this sucker up?
Just another reminder. I know we're gonna put out post on social medias to remind you guys, but next week's podcast will be on Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern instead of Monday at 9. So keep that in mind. I'll make I'll make an extra early little slot to remind you guys too. Here.
Yeah. But, all right. Well, if that's it, I think it's my turn to take us out.
Yes, sir.
So thank you guys once again for riding shotgun with us on this episode of Raise Hail, Praise Dale. Remember, the checkered flag might fall, but the excitement never ends. So until next time, keep the pedal to the metal and the passion for racing burning. This is Raise Hail, Praise Dale signing off. Catch you in the next turn.